It looks like Genshin's 6.x roadmap is shaping up to be one of the most unpredictable stretches we've seen in a while, and version 6.2 in particular is already sounding like a wild patch. Based on the current leaks, the banner lineup for 6.2 could feature Duran, Escoffier, Neuvillette, and Venti. That's a pretty stacked combination right there, with 2 Fontaine characters, the Mondstadt Archon, and a totally new unit. There's also some talk that we might be looking at a Mondstadt chronicled banner in 6.2. Either way, this is the kind of banner rotation that really makes you want to dip into your primogem savings. Now, just a heads up, all the leaks we're talking about today have been marked as questionable, so it's a good idea to keep that in mind as we go. With that out of the way, Duran himself seems to be what most people are excited for. And honestly, the kit description really explains why. He's positioned as a Pyro sub-DPS who might actually apply Pyro more effectively than Xiangling, which is a massive statement because she has basically been the gold standard for years with her Pyronado. But first, are you ready for Nod Cry? The anniversary is here, which means the double top-up bonus is reset. Get double crystals for less at lootbar.gg. It works just like the in-game top-up system, but with savings of up to 25% off. On top of that, new users get a 10% discount coupon, and existing users can stack special discounts during the Nod Cry launch. See this? The regular $100 pack only costs $85 on Lootbar. All you need is your UID, no password, no login. Just pick your bundle, select your server, enter your UID, and your crystals get delivered in seconds. Lootbar has awesome reviews. It's fast, secure, and trusted by tons of players. If you're topping up for Genshin's anniversary, don't waste your money. Click the link in the description or pinned comment and top up now with Lootbar. But Duran supposedly goes even further. Not only could he keep up consistent application, but he also apparently reduces Hydro, Pyro, and Anemo resistance. The result is that he could end up being even stronger than some of the 4-star supports that are considered meta right now. If that actually holds true, he won't just slot into 1 or 2 specific compositions. He'll be flexible enough to shape entire team archetypes. It really makes you wonder what the meta will look like in a few months. Speaking of which, I'm really curious to know who your go-to Pyro applicator is right now. Is it still Xiangling, or have you found a different character you prefer? Let me know down in the comments. I'd love to see what teams you're all running. Then, moving into version 6.3, we've got Columbina, one of the most hyped Fatui harbingers, finally stepping onto the stage. The interesting twist here is that at C0, she isn't a DPS. Instead, the leaks frame her as a Hydro reaction support. So you probably shouldn't expect her to be competing with someone like Neuvillette for raw Hydro damage. It seems like she leans more into enabling Dendro, Pyro, or Electro cores more efficiently. On top of that, 6.3 might also introduce the White Horse Immortal Adeptus, who some leaks say will show up the Lantern Rite Festival. It sounds like one of those big festival-themed reveals where the developers tie major lore drops into an annual event. It's not 100% locked in, but it's got enough weight behind it that people are already bracing for a flashy teaser. Looking a little further ahead, Nicole is apparently planned for version 6.6. Her role is less nailed down, but from what's being whispered, she's likely a support, possibly cryo or with some kind of utility that helps reaction-based teams. If that turns out to be true, it really feels like we're entering a cycle where most of the new characters aren't just hypercarries, but more flexible supports and enablers. These are the kinds of units that can define entire metas quietly, without needing huge, flashy multipliers. And of course, we can't ignore Varka. The leaks right now suggest that once he finally launches, he'll end up going to the standard banner. That would be a huge shift in expectations, because the community has been waiting for literal years to see him, and most people just assumed he'd be a limited 5-star like pretty much every other major lore character. If this standard banner rumor is real, it completely changes the pull strategy. People won't feel that same urgency to dump all their primogems on day 1, knowing they'll always have a chance to get him later. It's definitely a controversial idea, since some fans see it as downplaying his importance, but others think it's a good thing because it means guaranteed access through selectors way down the line. So when you step back and look at it all, the 6.x arc is shaping up to be a real roller coaster. Duran looks like he might finally dethrone Xiangling as the best pyro applier in the game. Columbina could be one of the strongest Hydro supports we've seen, especially if her kit is tuned towards maximizing Bloom, Hyper Bloom, or Electrocharged teams. Then you have Nicole on the horizon in 6.6, probably anchoring reaction playstyles even further. And then there's Varka, potentially joining the standard pool, which is both a blessing and a controversy depending on how you look at it. So what do you all think about this potential roadmap? I'm really interested to hear your thoughts, so be sure to drop them down in the comments below. As always, thanks for watching, and consider subscribing so you don't lose your next 50/50.